What is up, guys? It is the Citrus Penny today, and I'm coming at you with a review for Episode 6 of Sword Art Online, Season 2. Let's do this. Alright, so in this episode, it was actually pretty straightforward. In fact, I kind of knew what was going to happen in this episode, in a way. I've read some of the light novel, not all of it, so I kind of know what's going on. Not the entire thing, but I know kind of what's going on. So, basically, at the beginning of this episode, it replayed the section where Deathgun was, kind of revealing himself to Kirito. Although, he actually didn't say that he was Deathgun, but he might as well just got a sign and gave it to Kirito, and it should have just said, "My name is Deathgun, hello." And it showed where Laughing Coffin tattoo was. It showed that last episode, but it's good to open up the episode with that just to get it back on track. And then, Kirito, as Deathgun leaves, Kirito has a flashback to the raid on the Laughing Coffin base, or hideout, however you want to say it, in Sword Art Online. Whenever they were trapped in Sword Art Online, apparently Laughing Coffin did have a base, and they figured out where it was, and they were going to attack Laughing Coffin and try to get him to surrender, which is kind of hoping for a lot. I mean, come on, it's Laughing Coffin, they're not going to surrender, they're going to try to kill you. Now, granted, this was back where in the anime, if you died in the game, you died in real life, whereas now that doesn't happen. So it's a lot more serious in this instance. And none of the Laughing Coffin members never did anything. They didn't surrender. They just killed. They just started fighting to the death, which is what I kind of expected. I mean, come on, they're Laughing Coffin members. I mean, they're people who are willing to kill like people in real life, basically, just in a game. I don't know. I mean, they're clearly messed up people, so I don't think they just surrender. I don't know what they were expecting them to do. I guess they were like, oh, well, maybe if we just waltz on in there and tell them to put down their weapons, maybe they'll do it. But no. Apparently they had information from the outside that they were actually coming to do this raid, which makes sense, because they're Laughing Coffin. They probably had informants everywhere. And they got the information, and they kind of ambushed the people who were gonna ambush them. So it kind of turned around. And, it was over 10 people from the lead floor that actually died in that raid, when it was supposed to be, like, kind of one-sided. Like, it was supposed to be, like, Laughing Coffin getting destroyed, and then the leading group being, like, yeah, we won. But it didn't actually turn out like that. All the Laughing Coffin members did die. Well, quote-unquote, all of them died. Most of them that were fighting died. Maybe some got away. But, in general, pretty much all of them died, and they went down fighting, and they were pretty good at fighting, I'll give them that. I mean, they have to be good at fighting if they're in the Laughing Coffin guild thing that was killing people in real life, because, like, why not? I mean, you can't just waltz around level 2 and try to kill people. I don't know. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm guessing there had to be, like, some ceiling, like a skill ceiling or level ceiling that you had to be to join Laughing Coffin. I'm not sure, though. And I'm sure they also had a lot of spies everywhere, too, that weren't actual red players. But that is regardless. That's how the episode started out, and that started it out on a pretty good foot. I expected it to be longer. Like, I expected them to kind of focus, like, half an episode, or, like, more than half an episode, like, an entire episode, just on the Laughing Coffin raid flashback thing, but whatever, it works. And then we went ahead and we did one more battle with Kirito. Now, Kirito is actually thinking back to when he was actually fighting the Laughing Coffin members, and you can tell he's kind of like, I don't know, he's fighting with himself almost, because he knows that he actually killed, like, two or three people? I think it's like 2 or 3, which is kind of a lot. I mean, when you think about it, it's like, whenever you're playing a video game, and then you beat someone in a video game, that doesn't happen. Like, they don't die in real life. But in this, like, whenever they were trapped in Sword Art Online, whenever he had to do that, it's basically like he was in real life, and he was stabbing people with a sword, because he did kill, like, 3 people. Obviously, he had to do it, like, he didn't have a choice in the matter, because he just had to do it for the betterment of society in the game, but still, I mean, you still killed somebody, even if they're an evil person, you still killed them, so he's kind of dealing with that. But anyway, he gets into a match, he kills that person, Sinon gets into a match, she beats that person, and then it's the last round of the qualifiers, because apparently, I guess, you only have to get to, like, a certain qualifier to actually, like, you only have to, like, beat so many people in the qualifiers to actually, quote-unquote, like, get into the, I don't know, last, I guess it's, like, the Battle Royale kind of thing that's going on. So, the qualifiers are over as of now, like, by the end of the episode. But before that happened, Kirito and Sinon did have a fight in the, like, their one-on-one duel on the, I forget what map it was, but it was, like, this, it looked like a bridge, basically, and then Sinon, like, she missed, like, every single shot, because she was kind of expecting him to actually fight, but then he wasn't fighting. And then she kind of reminds him, like, about, you know, how he actually should try, although he was just going to give up. So then he decides, he comes up with this thing off the top of his head that they're going to have a 1v1 kind of, like, duel thing going on. And then whenever he throws up the bullet and it hits the ground, the duel starts. And basically, she has her sniper rifle, like, aimed at him, and she figured that, like, it has a 100% hit ratio, there's no way he's going to win this, so, okay, she's going to duel him. And right when the bullet hits the ground, she shoots her gun. Kirito, being Kirito, because he can just do anything, gets his sword and slices it out of the air, like Matrix style, but like slicing it in half, which is pretty cool, I guess. But anyway, he did that and then ran towards her and like put it like near her neck. I guess he just didn't want to kill the person. Well, killing in this game is obviously not killing because it's not even Sword Art Online anymore. But whatever. I guess he just didn't want to finish her off, so he just had her surrender. But we did learn a little bit more about like what Kirito is actually dealing with right now, because he did kill people. Although it makes him sound like a bad guy. He's not really that bad of a guy. He's just a guy who's kind of OP in video games that might have to do with killing other people, some in real life and some not in real life. So basically this episode ended with Death Gun looking at Kirito, like whenever he came out of the game or whatever. Like it said, like the winner is Kirito, and Death Gun kind of looks up at the board and he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill him, whatever. I don't know, Death Gun doesn't talk much, it seems like. Then he just like breathes smoke out of his like mask. I don't know. But overall, I'd say pretty good episode. It was kind of setting up a couple things. I was kind of maybe expecting more from the raid at the beginning, but it was there. Like at least they showed it. If they didn't show that, that would have been terrible. But anyway, they did show it. They did add some cool stuff in there. Some like inner conflict with the character. And overall, it was a good episode. It wasn't like my favorite episode so far, but it definitely is keeping up with what I've said about this. It's not getting worse. Like it's literally like the first season of SAO was not as good as this. This is great. I like it so far, and see you guys next time.